Yeah, welcome to Sidebar Convo, where the real talk happens on the side.
Today, we're going to be talking about something every entrepreneur eventually has to take. It's the reality pill, not the emotional pill, not the manifestation pill, not the social media highlight reel, the reality pill. Because sometimes the biggest thing standing between where you are and where you want to be isn't a lack of opportunity, it's a lack of honesty. So guys, man, thank y'all once again. Welcome to a beautiful Friday morning. We're going to be having a great Sidebar Convo radio show today. Great conversation. So make sure y'all, you know what to do, man. Make sure y'all get y'all glasses out, pour y'all favorite drink. Just, a little bit y'all can sip on, man, because we're going to have a great conversation. We're going to have a great time. So we're going to treat this like a brunch type of thing where, we have whatever your drink of choice is. You have you a shot of something, mimosa, whatever, because, man, we about to have a great conversation while we sit back on this Friday morning and enjoy some great convo that we're going to have today. But before we jump into that conversation for today, guys, you know what time it is. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the Invest Media channel, and also hit on that notification bell. Make sure you hit all so you can be notified when when anything new that drops on the Invest Media channel, and also invest in hitting that like button, guys. It's free to invest in hitting that like button. Like I said, man, today, we're gonna conversation that we're gonna be having, that we're gonna be talking about is facing the truth about your entrepreneurial journey. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality pill. And sometimes, as entrepreneurs, especially when you're starting off, man, you must accept the reality pill, right? Because you have to be honest with yourself where you are right now in order for you to move forward, to make progress, to know what's going wrong. You got to know what's going wrong in order for you to fix it. So before you can fix anything, you have to take the reality pill first to see and know where you are as an entrepreneur right now. So guys, man, let's go ahead and jump into this conversation for today, guys. So I got two questions for y'all before we start, right? Have you been honest with yourself about your business? That's the first question. And the second question, are your results matching your expectations? So remember those two questions, right? Because this is very important for you to answer these questions, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're going through this right now. And hopefully this 10-minute convo that we have, hopefully this can help you be able to take the reality pill so you can get things turned around, so you can be able to start to see success in your entrepreneurial journey and what have you, guys. So first thing is reality versus fantasy entrepreneurship, right? Because a lot of people fall in love with entrepreneurship because of freedom, right? Because when you think about entrepreneurship, you think about what? Freedom of time, freedom of money, and freedom of lifestyle. But at the same time, you got to look at it on both ends of the spectrum. See, that's just the fun side. That's just the side that makes people feel good when you think about entrepreneurship. But what they don't realize when it comes to entrepreneurship is the responsibility that you have to take, because when you are running a business and it's your business, and you are the face of your business, you have to take the responsibility of everything that goes on within your business, what happens, what have you. And a lot of people are not geared or ready to take on the responsibility of everything that goes on, right? So you're responsible, especially if you have a team. You're responsible to have your team flow. You're responsible to make sure your team is getting things done. You are responsible to make sure that your team is getting their residuals from the work that they are doing within your business, what have you. So everything goes hand in hand, right? And the other thing is sacrifice. You got to be willing to sacrifice time with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, with your people that you hang around. You have to sacrifice things, right? Special events, birthdays, family gatherings. You have to sacrifice, because when you at the early stage of being an entrepreneur, this is the very important time where you have to stay 10 toes down, right? You may have to stay 6 months in, making sure that you getting things done, right? So it's going to take time. So you might have to sacrifice some things in order for you to get where you're going as an entrepreneur. And the other thing is, I'm gonna come back to this one, but the other thing is consistency. Sometimes we lack consistency, depending on, some people get caught up in the results and they not seeing the results, or they get caught up in, they might not feel motivated and what have you. And that can affect you being consistent, showing up every day when you don't see the results, showing up every day when you're not feeling motivated, showing up when you are tired. It's all about being consistent. And this one right here, coming back to it, it's accountability. This was one of the ones that's very hard for a lot of people to take accountable for everything. And if you are an entrepreneur, accountability is you're going to have to own that. You're going to have to be accountable because it's your business, right? It's something that you own. So you got to be accountable for everything that happens within your business, right? So you got to be accountable for it. So you got to understand, many people are chasing the dream without preparing for the reality. Let me say that again. Many people are chasing the dream without preparing for the reality. So it's important for you as an entrepreneur to understand you have to prepare for the reality of things as you are going on your entrepreneur journey, right? So the dream gets you started and reality determines where you survive. Whether you survive. Let me say it again. The dream gets you started and reality determines whether you survive, right? Moving on. The next thing is your results or your report card. See, one thing we'll discuss one thing that I'm going to discuss when it comes to this, the report card or what have you, to let you know, is your current results are giving you your feedback. So this is something that's very important because it's like a report card, right? Let me say it again. Your current results or giving your feedback. So it's just like you in school, you get your first semester report card to see where you at and you know where it is. It's not the end all to be all, just showing you, okay, I have time to get things turned around, right? And you want to make sure you're doing that. So if your sales are low, right, your customers aren't returning, right, content isn't growing, business isn't moving, right? The question isn't, why is this happening to me, right? The question is, what is this trying to teach me? And you got to understand that you got to change your mindset. You got to change the way you process things. It's not what's happening to you. It's what is all this adversity, what is going on that's trying to teach me something. And you got to be able to, and that's when you have to be able to face reality of things to get that understanding of what is teaching me, right? Especially if your sales are low. What can you do better? Or have you been marketing to the right audience? Have you been, is what you trying to sell is beneficial to people, right? Is it solving any problems that a person have, right? Is it providing a solution? Might as well say providing a solution to a person's problem. Are your prices too high, right? Are you marketing in the right in the right way, right? So all that goes hand in hand to why your sales might be low, right? Customers aren't returning. Why your customers aren't returning? Is your funnel of retaining information, do you have it set up properly for them to be able to return? Are you providing good customer service? Are you doing the things that's going to make sure they return? Because that's very important. You always want returning customers, right? That's the key thing, to get them to come back and buy from you more, or come back to recommend your services, to book your services and what have you. That's very key. Content isn't growing, right? What kind of content you putting out there? Is it the content that's going to stop the scroll? Is it content that's very beneficial? Is it content that catches the eye, right? Is it content that speaks to the crowd of people that you are trying to service, right? So it's very important. Business isn't moving, right? So why isn't your business moving, right? What's going on? Are you being consistent? Are you putting back into your business the things that it needs to grow and what have you? And the thing about it, you know why your business might not be growing is because you're not growing, because you stopped putting the right ingredients within your mindset, within your algorithm to help your business grow. So what is it trying to teach me, rather than why is this happening to me? You know, a lot of times we use the wrong language, right? Why is this happening to me? It's not why it's happening to me, is what is it trying to teach me? And once you understand that, you will be able to do the things you need to do, or implement the things you need to implement in order for these things to change, right? So reality always leaves what? Clues. Let me say it again. Reality always leaves clues, right? So moving on. Potential is not progress. Let me say it again, guys. Potential is not progress. So many entrepreneurs are addicted to potentials, right? They say things like, I could do this. I have a great idea. I'm planning something big. But potential, guess what, guys? Potential don't pay bills. Let me say it again. Potential doesn't pay bills. Execution does. So potential really means anything. You know, our potential is you can potentially succeed or you can potentially fail. Potential don't mean nothing. You cannot scale potential, right? You gotta learn how. If you don't know how to execute, potential is not going to get you nowhere, right? It's all about, at the end of the day, when you are entering into the field of entrepreneurship, it's all about executing. Execution is the key to success. If you don't know how to execute and you never figure out how to execute on succeeding with the idea that you have, or bringing your idea into fruition and what have you, then you're not going to make it anywhere far as an entrepreneur. You might as well say you're not going to have longevity at all in the field of entrepreneurship whatsoever, right? So thing about it is, man, ask yourself, right? What have I actually completed this month? Because it's very important. What have you completed? What goals that you set forward? What things that you put in place that you wanted to achieve, that you wanted to get done? What have you completed this month? Sometimes we have to sit back, and one way that can help you be able to digest the reality pill is when you sit back and you really clear your mind and you really think about the things that you have done. Have you really put in the work? Have you really done what you needed to do, and what have you, right? So you can't lie to yourself, right? You have to be honest with yourself. That's the only way you're going to be able to let reality sink in, so you can be able to start making the changes that you need, right? So what have you actually completed this month, right? Not started, not planned it, completed. What have you completed? So understand the language. Not started, right? Not planned it, but completed. What have you completed, right? So that's the key thing, because a lot of us start things, but we don't finish it. A lot of us plan things, but we never stick to the plan whatsoever. It's all about completion. Completion is execution. Executing on what you need to do, right? The next thing is social media has distorted reality. Let me say it again. Social media has distorted reality, right? One of the biggest challenges for new entrepreneurs today, right, is comparing their reality to someone else's highlights, right? So when you're online, you're on social media and what have you, you see the luxury cars, the big launches, the revenue screenshots, the viral content. But at the same time, right, like I said, you go check out one of my early episodes when I say cosplaying as an entrepreneur. I talked about these things because you have a lot of content creators. See, it's a difference between a content creator and an entrepreneur. You have a lot of content creators cosplaying as an entrepreneur, right? So they get rented cars, luxury cars. They rent out Airbnbs, make it seem like it's their house, right? They have revenue screenshots, which is not theirs, and what have you, right? So viral content, right? So you got to understand, right, what you don't see behind all the glitz and the glamour. You might as well say the delusion of grandeur. The delusion of grandeur. What you don't see behind that is the debt, the mistakes, the failed launches, and the sleepless nights. See, they don't show you that. They don't talk about that. They don't even tell you about that. See, so you think if you're on the outside looking in and you are an aspiring entrepreneur, you thinking about becoming one, right? All you see is the fabulous life. So you got in your mind that entrepreneurship is a lifestyle. It's all about freedom and just a lifestyle, living there, getting luxury cars, big launches, what have you. But that's not the truth. You don't see the debt that people go into trying to be entrepreneur and what have you, right? They don't see the mistakes that people make countless times and what have you, right? They don't see the failed launches, right? From people, because they don't show you that. They don't let you in on their failures, right? The sleepless nights, some people have sleepless nights where they have to get on sleeping pills, where they have stressed themselves out, right? So they don't show you that. So never compare your behind the scenes to someone else's commercial. See, you seeing a 3-second commercial and you never knowing what's going on within that commercial, what have you, right? So never compare yourself to any other entrepreneur, right? It's okay to use a successful entrepreneur that you know that's legit, that's successfully build businesses and what have you. It's nothing wrong with using them as a measuring stick. That if they are within your field of entrepreneurship, it's nothing wrong using them as a measuring stick, but don't compare yourself to them, right? Because especially if they already been years in on being an entrepreneur, so you're nowhere near their level yet. So there's no reason for you to try to compare yourself to them. It's nothing wrong to use them as a measuring stick, because everybody want to reach the pinnacle of success and what have you, right? And you got to understand that, guys. And the next thing is, right, if success showed up tomorrow, are you actually prepared for it? Let me say it again. If success showed up tomorrow, are you actually prepared for it, right? Do you have system? Do you have a system put in place? Because I did a episode about that. So go check out these episodes, guys. So all my episodes that I do go hand in hand with each other, right? Sometimes you listen to them, you might hear something that may have been in the last episode, but it may be more in depth. I may talk more about it, but all these episodes go hand in hand, right? So you're going to learn things within these episodes, right? So system is very important for you. That's the main thing. Make sure you have a system intact, system put in place, right? Do you have a system? Do you have discipline? That's the key thing. You have to stay disciplined to what? If you create a winning system, you must stay disciplined to a winning system. You must stay disciplined to the process. You have to stay disciplined to getting up every day and doing something and putting back into your business, right? Do you have customer service skills? That's very important to understand, because having customer service, strong customer service, will give you longevity as an entrepreneur, right? Don't believe it or not, you have some businesses that fail because of poor customer service. So customer service is not defense, it's offense. Customer service is created to make sure that you are taking care of your customers on the front end and not on the back end, which is you playing defense waiting for something to happen. No, you are playing preventative maintenance, making sure nothing happens in the front end, right? So that's reaching out to your customers, making sure they feel happy about what their product, reaching out to them, making sure that they are good and they're happy, they satisfied. So it's about reaching out, giving them promotion deals, doing things that's going to keep them coming back, making sure let you know that you do care about them and what so have you, right? Do you have leadership skills? It's very important, because you got to have leadership skills, leadership quality. You got to have all them things, because when you grow in a business, at some point you're going to need a team. So you got to be good at leadership, because you're going to be leading a team, right? Whether it's a small team, a medium team, a big team, you're going to be leading a team, right? Do you have financial knowledge? This is very important, because you don't want to be a person that don't have any type of financial knowledge, because this is going to be the quickest way for your business to go out of business, right? Because you might be overspending, right? You might not be putting the money back into the right place in your business, right? Or the little money that you are making, you are blowing it on things that's not conducive to your business, or you just out here blowing it because you want to live the lifestyle of that you seen that somebody on social media told you this is what entrepreneurship look like, right? So you got to understand that, man. Everybody wants success. Not everybody's preparing for it. Let me say it again. Everybody wants success. Not everybody's preparing for it. So you got to prepare for success, man. If you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, first you got to be able to face the reality, be able to take the reality pill, right? Especially you at the point where you are asking yourself the questions about or you going through these type of things with your business, right? You are, let me go back. Let me go back, guys. If you are experiencing low sales, customers ain't returning, content isn't growing, business isn't moving, right? So if you are experiencing these things, this may be the perfect time for you to take the reality pill, guys. It's very important to understand that, right? So thank you guys, man. Thank you guys once again, man, coming by, man. Join a nice little conversation that we have today, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed yourself, man. The Sidebar Convo radio show, man. Just giving y'all a brief breakdown of what Monday show is going to be about, the entrepreneur conversation. So hopefully y'all learn something. Make sure y'all get down in the comment section, man. Like that comment section of any questions that you have. I definitely would answer them, guys. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. And also, like I mentioned on the entrepreneur conversation last episode, I'm working on a new format to where, I might be moving these shows around to different days. I'm trying to get more active on Invest Media YouTube channel, giving, daily, probably quotes, getting into the community part of it, post things here and there and what have you. And change these videos around, so I'm trying to get a new format. Trying to get things doing, trying to be more consistent at, just putting content on this channel and what have you for you guys, especially for my entrepreneurs of self out there. I don't like calling y'all my subscribers, my entrepreneurs of self out there. I just want to get consistent at making sure I have something for y'all on a daily basis, whether if it's a community post, a short video, a reel, or something for y'all to be able to watch, to learn from, to just enjoy throughout y'all week and what have you. So I'm definitely going to try to do that, guys. But once again, man, thank y'all for coming through, man, on this Friday morning, having a great drink with me while we have a great conversation, guys. So remember, your future isn't built on what you wish was true. It's built on what you're willing to face. Stay locked in, guys. Stay locked in, man. And make sure y'all tap into that entrepreneur conversation this Monday, guys. Yup.